So let's discuss multiplying a vector by its transpose in Stata. I want to note that in video 3.5 we multiplied two vectors together. Those vectors were R and F, and matrix R was equal to 6, 1, 2. So let's indicate that there. Now, since the topic is multiplying a vector by its transpose, we want to get the transpose of that. So we can do matrix Q is going to be equal to the transpose of R. And just remember, we called that Q. So let's look at that. 6, 1, 2 going down, so that's correct. Now we are going to pulse multiply R by Q to get a scalar. R is a 1 by 3 matrix, Q being a 3 by 1, so when we multiply them together we get a 1 by 1 matrix. So let's call it R trans for R times R transpose. So we are going to have R times R transpose, which we labeled as Q. So let's look at that. When we run that, we get 41, which is what we got in our notes. We can also pre-multiply R by Q to get a 3 by 3 matrix. So let's call that R trans R. So it's going to equal Q times R. R trans R. And let's see if we get a 3 by 3 matrix, which we do with the values of 36, 6, 12, and then 6, 1, 2, 12, 2, 4. Now, as you notice, I know it's hard to see. I tried to make the font bigger, but it wouldn't work. But Stata gives, because this is a symmetric matrix, Stata just gives you what you actually need. It gives you the lower triangle. So you'll have 36 in the first row, first column, and then you just kind of flip it over, and then you'll have 6, and then 12. Like that. Now, one more thing I want to point out. This is a little bit complicated. It looks kind of weird. You actually don't have to make this matrix Q. I just did for the sake of doing it, I guess. You can actually, to run this, you can do matrix RR trans for RR trans, R times R transpose equals R, and then you can actually do R transpose. And it gives you 41. Same thing goes down here. If we called this R transpose and we ran it, we would get the same values. So if you wanted to I don't know, make it easier for you or whatever, there's two different ways you don't actually have to do this step where you define R transpose as Q, but you certainly can. And that is multiplying a vector by its transpose using Stata. Have a good one.